Good evening, it's the Tony and Tim show. We're back again after that long break of international football. I'm Tony.
And I'm Tim.
Welcome back from that very interesting weekend that 2 weeks of football that we had. Of course, interesting. We had the Europa Nations League that kicked off. It's a very new tournament. They are having very, very interesting results in those. We had so many of the English Premier League players taking part there. Yeah. Some coming out with very interesting performances. Key for me was Rashford, who had a very brilliant outing for the England national team there. Lots of those results, and of course here back in Africa, big results. Uganda Cranes failing to take advantage in that qualifier of the African Nations Cup, failing to beat Tanzania at home soil, which I think was a big problem for the Uganda Cranes.
Yeah, it was a big problem, Tony, but when you look at Cape Verde drawing against Lesotho, it keeps Uganda still leading, I think, by 2 points. So I think Uganda will be happy after seeing the result later.
And of course, very interesting there, we now turn our attention to what's the business of the weekend. The Premier League returns this weekend. Brilliant action. All top 6 sides taking the pitch, taking to the pitch on Saturday. Yep. What a weekend, what a Saturday.
It's a huge weekend, Tony. You look at it with the first game being Tottenham hosting Liverpool, Tony. That looks to be a cracker for me. So it's a weekend we all have to look up to.
Tottenham hosting Liverpool.
Yep.
First against fifth.
Yep.
Let's first look at these two teams, yep, how they fared so far. Yep. Of course, we know that the international break came at a good time for some of the teams, yep, and probably has now affected some of the momentum that the other teams might have, yep, had. Yep. Spurs in this particular one had started the season with 3 wins. Yep. Then they lost, yep, their last game before the international break, yep, to another very informed side, yep, Watford. Yep. Very interesting there. How do you think the international break might have helped them?
No, I don't think so, Tony. Just like you said, they came with three wins in a row, and then losing,
beating Manchester United in the process.
Exactly, and then losing to Watford. I thought Watford was a better side. At Vicarage Road, they don't fear playing a nobody there. So Tottenham would have thought maybe that lack of cutting edge in that game costed them, meaning they would have gone with the same form looking at the 3 games to the Liverpool match. Nonetheless, Liverpool too, would we say we had a good run, we're having a good run, 100% in the 4 games. So both teams, to me, I think the international break came at the wrong time for them.
Of course, it will be interesting to see how both teams return after that international break. We know that Dele Alli is now certainly, most probably out, yep, of that Spurs side. He has come, he had got a hamstring injury, yep, on England duty. So it was very interesting there. Now they have, though, the Asian Games winner, yep, Heung-min Son, returning to the side. Yep. Keep in mind that they played a back 4 in the Watford game, yep, that they lost. Yep. They had been playing a back 3 in all the previous 3 games. Do you think the manager might be tempted, even without Ali playing in that number 10 role? Do you think he might be tempted to revert to the back 3?
Yeah, he might be tempted because you've lost with the back 4. But again, Tony, with Ali out, you look at the options available. Is he pushing Eriksen in that number 10 role, which Eriksen is brilliant at?
Or does him for Denmark?
Exactly. Or does he say, let me maintain Eriksen with the 3 midfielders, and then I play Son and maybe Lucas Moura, who is brilliant. So he has a lot of options given that Son came back, Tony.
Of course, it will be interesting to see who starts in that Spurs lineup. We know that their goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris, captain, has been fined, yep, a huge amount of money there for that drink driving offense that he was found guilty of. But we should be expecting him to maintain his place in goal.
I'm told when I look through, he's injured, Tony, and he might not be available for this game. That is a huge blow for Tottenham if he doesn't make it. But we hope he will be available. There
were claims in France that Areola is a better goalkeeper than Lloris.
I mean, Areola had a brilliant 2 games, Tony. I watched him personally. I thought he was good, but Lloris has the experience in the big occasion, so he should be still the number 1 Lloris.
So Vom then might have an outside chance of appearing. We haven't seen much of him as the season started. There are so very key issues there that Mauricio Pochettino has to sort out for his Spurs side as they host. Remember, they're still hosting all their games at the Wembley, yep, just like last season, so it's not really a comfort zone for them. Yep. They've been having a few problems, which they looked like they had wiped out there. But Liverpool coming to this side, like you said, 100%. We saw the performances of Mane before the international break.
Yeah.
4 goals. He's the top scorer in the division.
Yeah.
We saw the Salah that we hoped to see before that international break. We saw him turning up in the international break,
Yeah.
scoring goals left, right, and center.
Yeah, actually, he was involved in all the 4 goals when they won 6-0, scoring 2, missing 2 penalties, and assisting twice, Tony. That's a huge,
Devastating performance.
Tony. But just like you mentioned, Dele Alli came back injured for Tottenham. Liverpool have been, it has been a positive for them. All the players have returned without anyone being sidelined. So I think this will bolster this team of Liverpool. But also, you have to look at the cohesion, Tony. Are they coming back with that cohesion they had before the international break? But looking at the performance of their players at the internationals, maybe they still have what it takes to beat Tottenham.
We know that this Liverpool side has not had big problems when facing Tottenham in the past couple of games, past couple of seasons. So this will be a game that Jurgen Klopp, who has come under a bit of criticism, he has actually been pushing back criticism coming from some of the pundits saying that he should focus on the Premier League. He's saying that it's easier said than done. He should be focusing on all fronts. Liverpool have certainly the quality in the squad to push all the way on all fronts. They've added a very solid transfers at the end of the season. They should be challenging for all these teams. It will be very interesting to see how Jurgen Klopp puts out his side there. Of course, we know that Henderson, their captain, will be returning for this one. He had good performances for England, so it will be interesting to see who he outs in that midfield. Of course, he had not been starting all the previous 3 games. I've gone for 2-1 Liverpool win.
Tony, it's a hard one. I looked at both options, and it's a hard prediction. I've gone for 2-2 because I looked at the Liverpool record, Tony. Tottenham has just won 1 out of 11. That's devastating for Tottenham. But being at the Wembley, and they have a point to prove, especially looking at how they beat Liverpool last season 4-1, I think, at the Wembley still, and then drawing 2-2 away, they should be able to pick up goals. Nonetheless, Liverpool, Tony, is a very brilliant side, so I go for 2-2 here.
Brilliant there, of course. Team has gone for draw 2-2 there. I've gone for 2-1 Liverpool win. I'm definitely hoping that Spurs can put up a good performance like they put up in the first 3 when they beat Manchester United 3-0. That was suddenly their best performance of the lot so far. Of course, we'll be coming to you with more predictions after the break. Don't go away.